This morning started pretty much the same as any other morning. I got out of bed, I woke up, I went to the kitchen, I took out my coffee maker, which is a small red drip coffee maker that I love. It's simple, it's easy, I can never mess it up, except for today. I messed it up in a big way. I was making my coffee, I had boiled the water, I had added the coffee, I had added the water. I had this beautiful pot of coffee that was like slowly making itself. And then I had my cup of coffee, and above the cup of coffee in the cabinet, I had my sugar. And I did the same thing I do every day, which is I reached for the sugar, but as I reached for the sugar, in front of the sugar container was this pepper shaker. And little did I know, as I reached without looking, that as I grabbed the sugar container, it would knock the pepper shaker down, and the pepper shaker would dramatically flip itself, doing like a double somersault in the air, like it's an Olympic diver, into my coffee, which was waiting helplessly below. Little did it know that its life was about to change. And my life was about to change too, as I was about to change from about to enjoy this beautiful cup of coffee mode to the next 5 to 10 minutes of my life are just pure cleaning up gross bits of coffee which managed to get everywhere. You ever had that moment where something spills and you're like, how did it go that far? Like, how did it make it from this table to the other end of the stove? That makes no sense. But it happened. And I had to clean it up. And so I was upset. I was getting mad at myself. I was getting mad at this stupid pepper shaker. I'm still a little bit mad actually at this pepper. But I was just blaming everything. I was blaming the pepper, I was blaming the coffee, I was blaming myself. And I remembered this expression Nari had taught me. It's a Korean expression. My girlfriend is from South Korea, and she taught me this expression called Ekdam. And Ekdam is it's an expression Koreans use when something small goes wrong, like as soon as you woke up. I definitely had an Ekdam moment. So I was there, I was angry, I was mad at the pepper, I was mad at the coffee, I was like, stupid Ekdam, why did I Ekdam, why did I Ekdam? And then Nari is like, Dan, that's not Ekdam. You're not supposed to, Ekdam, you're supposed to forget about what happened when you Ekdam. You're not supposed to hold on to it, you're supposed to forget about it. It's two Korean symbols. The first part, Ek, means disaster, something went wrong. But the second part, tam, means to shift. So you're shifting the disaster, you're shifting it. And then what I came to understand is Ekdam is not just that you made a small mistake. It's the philosophy that by waking up and making a small mistake, you have shifted off some future disaster. And so whether you think in terms of karma or whether you think in terms of the events in the universe that are waiting for you, by having this bad moment take place, you are potentially saving yourself from a much worse moment. And that got me thinking. I still got my coffee now. This all happened I'm telling it like it was some old story. This happened 25 minutes ago, but just enough time for me to clean up the coffee and make another cup. But I've been thinking in those 25 minutes, what else could have been prevented? Maybe if I made that cup of coffee, maybe the water, which was especially hot today, would have spilled all over my foot and totally torn off the skin, and I'd be rushing to the emergency room right now. Maybe that little coffee spill saved myself. Maybe I should be thanking this pepper shaker that I'm not on the way to a hospital right now. And that instead I'm just making this silly video about Ekdam. Or maybe something worse, you can imagine how, if you think of all the moments in your life as connected, maybe the 10 minutes it took me to clean up, maybe my morning walk will be 10 minutes later, and so I won't get hit by a car. Maybe there's some event that is connected that I have no way of ever knowing about. Maybe that pepper shaker, who I have so rudely blamed for my own mistakes, maybe this guy actually saved my life. I will never know. And you will never know. And none of us will ever know to be sure whether there's truth or not behind the Ekdam idea. But I think it's worth considering. And I think next time something small happens to you, it might help you to reframe the event and to realize how small the problem actually is, and to reflect that perhaps it wasn't even a bad event after all. Perhaps it was just Ekdam, and you were just shifting some future disaster from taking place.